All right, we're back for what may be our last case of the day and I guess last case of the week. It's a sentencing in the matter of People versus Carl David Lockhart. That's you, sir?
Yes, Your Honor.
I met you at the time of your plea. You're charged with possession of methamphetamine alleging to have occurred on September 30th. The matter was accelerated. You had prosecutor made a plea offer of use of methamphetamine, and Mr. Gibson and Mr. Marvin, I think, came to me and said, well, he accepts the plea. Can we just do it now? So we did. That was on October 4th. I canceled the defendant's bond, set the matter for sentencing today. I wanted to get some more information because I was concerned because the affidavit says he has 9.2 grams of methamphetamine, which is apparently supported. He denied that. I don't think it was packaging. I think it was meth, unless you can disabuse me of that, Mr. Gibson. No one's here from the prosecutor's office for the sentence. Stoney Summy from the county veterans assistance was here. He's not here today. The defendant, well, I did talk to his previous probation officer, Matt Huff, and Mr. Huff's fear is you traded alcohol addiction for methamphetamine addiction. You're depressed, your family went to Tennessee, and you're here, and life's not going well, and you turn to methamphetamine.
Buckle up, guys. Today we're going to witness the tense opening of a courtroom drama. The judge kicks off with Carl David Lockhart's sentencing for methamphetamine possession. Already, the tension mounts. The alleged 9.2 grams in question, the plea deal, and questions about whether the charges match the evidence. From the start, it's clear this isn't just about drugs. It's about how far one man might fall and if justice will find the right balance.
Methamphetamine. You're a veteran. You're eligible for veteran services. According to Mr. Summy, they were ready to put you in treatment. And they have a house for you in one of the veterans' housing. There's nothing else really remarkable about this other than you got stopped for no insurance and I think no plate. You're driving around with no plate. I see a syringe, which means you're using methamphetamine intravenously, which is not good. And you have quite a bit of it.
Your Honor, I had nowhere near 9 grams of methamphetamines. It was in a wooden box that he weighed the scale on, so that's where the extra weight came from.
That's what you said. Can you confirm that, Mr. Gibson?
Well, it says, I don't see a lab report, but it says that he weighed, it says in the report, wooden box containing 9.3 grams of methamphetamine. The chunk was weighed outside of the box at Three Rivers Police Department. It also field tested positive, sent to MSP for lab testing. So I guess, I don't know. I mean, it does sound like it's saying that it's 9.3 grams
of meth.
Impossible.
Well, we'll see. One of the problems is that, and it's not necessarily a problem, but this was done so quickly that we didn't have time to get the lab report back. But the officer is explicit that it was the drugs. You got somebody in the car. She has open warrants for her. She gets arrested and taken to Pawpaw on her charges, and you're taken to our jail. You owe money in a domestic violence case, 222360, and a drinking driving case, 231374. I think you did 93 days on the drunk driving case.
Yes, Your Honor.
You haven't made any payments since January or February. You did call in May and say that you didn't have the ability to pay and you tried to. Your money was being spent on methamphetamine rather than this stuff. So here we are. You've been in jail for 9 days, which is a good start.
As the proceedings unfold, we learn more about Lockhart's background. The court hears about his history of alcohol addiction, his turn to meth, and the struggles of depression and family separation. Lockhart's veteran status emerges, hinting at possible support, while the arrest scenario adds suspense. A syringe, a car with no plates, and significant amounts of meth. The scene sets a tense stage, where personal struggle meets the harsh realities of the law.
Mr. Gibson, what would you like me to know?
Well, the defendant, prior to being arrested, apparently Mr. Lockhart had started through the Veterans Affairs of St. Joseph County. Stoney indicated that he had been in his housing program for about 3 weeks and that he wanted to get him into treatment as soon as possible. So apparently, before he got arrested, I guess there was some type of a recognition by the defendant that he knew he was struggling. And the way he describes it to me, he describes alcohol and methamphetamine, but the defendant indicates to me that alcohol is actually his, I guess you could say, the controlled substance that he's got the biggest problem with. I don't know if it's a circumstance where, they go together, but I think the defendant, he definitely recognizes he has a problem. He's seeking inpatient treatment or outpatient treatment, but he does know that he needs treatment. And so if it's not inpatient treatment, he needs intensive outpatient treatment. He's also indicated to me that he's hoping to start a new job soon, that he believes he's lined up. He's also talked about an apprenticeship as an electrician. So I think the defendant, I think he recognizes he has a problem. He's wanting help. So I would ask the court to, if the court believes that the time that the defendant's had in the jail is not enough of a consequence, I would ask the court to consider putting the defendant on probation with the idea of the defendant's drug treatment being the main goal of that. As an alternative,
the focus shifts to the attorney, who paints a nuanced picture of Lockhart's situation. He acknowledges the defendant's recognition of his own problem, efforts to enter treatment, and potential for rehabilitation. The idea of probation with strict treatment goals surfaces, raising questions about how lenient or strict the court might be. Observers can feel the suspense tighten as the possibility of a second chance hangs in the balance.
The defendant also could be ordered to do community service. And so I'm asking the court to sentence the defendant as far as jail time for credit for time served. Thank you.
One thing I can do is wipe out some of these fines with the time you've been in jail. Mr. Lockhart, what would you like me to know?
What my attorney said, Your Honor, is pretty accurate. I do realize that I had an issue with the methamphetamines. It was a fairly recent issue, actually. It's not something that's been going on for a while, but the alcohol is a huge impact in my life. And I believe everybody says marijuana is a gateway drug, but alcohol is that for me. I ended up getting intoxicated and saying yes to some things that I shouldn't have said yes to. But methamphetamines is not something I ever wanted. I despise it, honestly, in a way. I don't want my son to have a junkie as a father. And being, I guess, arrested in the situation that I was arrested in with a syringe and the person that I was with and seeing a lifestyle that I was turning into and going down, it terrifies me in a way. But I know that's not a guaranteed. I know I'm never going to do anything again, and it's hard for you to believe that, but it's just the truth. It's my truth. I don't have anything else to give you a certainty that I won't do anything like that again, but my word. And I swear to God, I'll never touch this shit again.
Well, it's very powerfully addictive, and you were injecting it with us. That's scary. That's down the path.
Lockhart steps up to speak, delivering a heartfelt and raw confession. He talks about the grip of meth, the impact of alcohol, and his fears of failing as a father. His words carry a mix of guilt, terror, and resolve, as he promises to never return to that life. From an observer's standpoint, it's a striking moment, one where the human element pierces through the legal proceedings, and a court must weigh sincerity against the evidence.
At one point, you said you were working at Nichols Flooring,
Yes, Your Honor.
and at one point you said you were a bartender at the American Legion.
Currently bartending, and I worked for Greg Nichols and Josh Nichols for about 8 years.
All right. And is that job waiting for you when you get out?
The jobs that's waiting for me when I get out, the housing that Stoney put me in at VA housing here in M86, the gentleman that lives next to me, he's also in the VA, and he is a manager at Napa, and he's given me a job. But also through the American Legion, I met a guy named Josh Williams there, and he gave me pretty much an inside track to getting an apprenticeship as an electrician at Kendall Electric. And I've applied for both. I've just been waiting for the phone calls. For all I know, I get out and I could have those jobs. The Napa is guaranteed, but the Kendall Electric is kind of hopeful.
All right. And being a bartender is not an ideal job for someone that's got a serious alcohol addiction.
No, Your Honor, it's not.
All right. I'm going to wipe out the fail to pay fines and costs and interfering with the crime report. And 22276, 9 days, credit 9 days. I'm going to wipe out the fail to pay fines and costs in the drinking driving case. 9 days, credit 9 days.
Attention turns to Lockhart's future plans, highlighting jobs lined up at Napa and a potential electrician apprenticeship. While these opportunities offer hope, the tension remains. Can he succeed after addiction, or will past habits undermine these chances? The juxtaposition of potential stability against his troubled history keeps viewers on edge, watching to see if the legal and personal threads of his life will align or unravel.
Leaving 0 and 0 fine. So those two things you're driving around in the wrong place with the wrong person at the wrong time with a syringe and 9 grams of methamphetamine, whether you agree with it or not. That's how much it weighed. So either you don't remember, don't recall, or you're not telling me the truth.
Yeah.
But I'm going to order 30 days, credit 9. You're going to get 5 days of good time. You need some more clean time. I can't tell how many people have told me I'm never going to use meth again, and then 5 minutes later they were using it again.
Yeah, I swear, not 9
all right, I could give you 90 days if you like.
I just don't understand why I'm being punished for something I didn't do.
Because, well, let's assume it was 1 gram.
It was 0.9 grams. In a wooden container.
9.2 grams.
Well, I guess, can I explain to the defendant that under the law, the law says from, like, in a sense, any weight up to 25 grams is all treated the same.
I did not know that, I'm sorry.
So, I mean, it's in a sense.
But it was literally 0.9.
The judge delivers a critical ruling on fines, costs, and credits for time served, clarifying the legal weight of the methamphetamine found. Lockhart reacts, revealing conflicting perspectives about the quantity and circumstances. The courtroom tension peaks as legal definitions, past behavior, and personal accountability collide. Every word, gesture, and clarification adds to the suspense, leaving viewers anticipating the final
Literally
judgment.
0.9.
Residue is a 10-year felony just as much as having 24 grams. So, I mean, I'm just telling you.
All right, okay. Well, the problem is, it isn't 0.9 grams. It's 9.2 grams. Even so,
Yes, Your Honor.
it's meth with a syringe. So let's assume it is 0.92 grams.
Yes, Your Honor.
0.092 grams, less than a gram. Maybe you're right. It's still methamphetamine that you're doing with a syringe.
Your Honor, the syringe wasn't mine, if I'm being honest.
All right.
But the meth was.
Okay. You're going to get some more clean time.
Yes, Your Honor.
The fine is 0. There's a $75 crime victims' rights fee and a $50 state minimum fee. You weren't paying your fines and costs because you were spending it on methamphetamine. So I'm not going to jack you up with a bunch of costs. Apparently you were working, but you weren't giving any of the money to us.
Your Honor.
What's that?
I only had that job for about 2 or 3 weeks now, Your Honor. The rest of that time I was unemployed.
$125 or 2 days. Things will get better.
Yes, Your Honor.
Matt just says you're at a low point. You're depressed, you got reason to be depressed, but methamphetamine is not the answer to this question. Is
His
a 10-year,
statements to you weren't true either, Your Honor. My family's here in Michigan. They're not in Tennessee. I get my daughter every other weekend. I don't understand what he was saying is coming from.
all right, well, maybe they came back.
They've never left, Your Honor.
Oh, he told me that they had gone to Tennessee and you were here by yourself. Who's the girl who was in the car with you?
Her name was Dee, I believe, Diana, and
How'd you end
I
up
was
with
giving
her?
her a ride from a house on what is it called? The street over by where I used to live. We knew some mutual friends there, and I was giving her a ride from there.
Well, you used to live at Rock River, so
Yeah.
where's your family?
My ex-wife, lives in Jones, Michigan, with her new fiance and my daughter, and my new son and his mother live in Vicksburg.
Okay, you got a lot going on, don't you? And you're right, you need to be a better person for all those people you just named. You're gonna get some clean time, about 2 more weeks. The resources from the VA will be waiting for you when you get out. All right, I wiped out everything else that I could, $125 or 2 additional days, so you gotta pay $125 at least, state minimum fine, or 2 additional days.
There's a Gentile's doing nothing but harm for me. It's like it's taking me away from my employment. I mean,
All right, how about 180 days? How about a year? It's a 10-year felony reduced to a misdemeanor. They accelerated it. You need some time to get this out of your system. So it is doing you some good. You can go with a court officer.
In the final segment, the judge outlines Lockhart's sentence and emphasizes the importance of clean time and treatment. VA resources await, but the stakes remain high. Recovery and responsibility collide with the weight of a felony record. Observers witness the resolution of tension and the fragile hope for a second chance. The case closes with a sense of accountability, yet possibility.